Live right here on Lagos Television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. It is just Adebimpe and I on the show today.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adebimpe Omotayo, and yeah, just the two of us. Just the two of us. Oh, you sang that song when you were walking into the studio this morning. I just realized why you sang it. Yeah, just the two of us. Yeah.
All right, whether we are 2, 3, or 4, the show must go on any day, anytime, and that's essentially why we are here on Lagos Television to inform, educate, and entertain you as well. But before we go into the business of the day, we must again repeat it over and over again that there are some deviants in some part of Lagos State, especially Ogbanao, precisely the junction of AY Hotel and the frontage of Excellence Hotel in Ogba as well. I cannot really differentiate between pigs and some people, the way and manner at which they are disposing the refuse in that part of Lagos State, Ogba to be precise, AY Junction. There are some animals that are living in that particular side of Lagos State.
I'm glad you mentioned it because this morning I looked there deliberately because that was the point I talked about yesterday that I reported that I saw the PSP operators, taking away the waste, and I deliberately looked there again this morning and it was an eyesore. I don't know why we behave like this as residents. We always hold our government officials, executives accountable, but we are not ready to play our part. We all have a responsibility in all of this. Government cannot do it alone. Just yesterday morning, on my way to work yesterday, I saw the PSP operators, evacuating the waste on the median, in that axis. And by this morning, like Abimbola said, she said, trust, tomorrow morning, you'll come here to say another thing. And it is the same thing exactly. The place is piled up already with waste.
So who is the government? Continuously, we have blamed government for not doing the needful. Now the needful have been done, and then the people have refused to comply with the environmental laws of the state. If it rains now and your compound or your premises or your surroundings is flooded, it is not the government of the day that is going to bear the brunt. It is you and your neighbors that are going to bear the brunt of your lawlessness, so to say. But I know that the eyes of Loma, the eyes of the Honorable Commissioner for the Environment is everywhere. And one day, those deviants are going to face the full wrath of the law.
Exactly, absolutely.
Okay, let's take our news point for today. Let's start with the State Police Bill, which is still before members of the National Assembly. Tinubu to review State Police Bill September 3. President Bola Tinubu will receive the Executive National Policing Bill for review on Monday, September 3rd. The presidency revealed on Monday. These was as it unveiled a public information portal through which Nigerians can submit memoranda and position papers to shape the legislation before it is reviewed by the President and transmitted to members of the National Assembly. Chief of Staff to the President and Chairman of the Presidential Work Group on the National Policing Bill, Femi Gbajabiamila, made the disclosures while briefing State House correspondents after meeting them at the presidential villa. During the briefing, Gbajabiamila disclosed that the approved work program was a 7-week milestone driven by exercise running from July 27th to September 14th, 2026. The resulting executive bill package is scheduled for presentation to the President on the 3rd of September, subject to his approval, and I think we have tweaked that so that the national consultation will come before the President's final approval, after which the text and supporting materials will be revived and prepared for transmission to the National Assembly. He explained that the final package will comprise schedules, an explanatory memorandum, a legal audit and consequential amendment matrix, a clause-by-clause analysis, a state readiness framework, a fiscal and implementation note, a validation report, and a risk register and a controlled digital archive. According to Gbajabiamila, this is a monumental reform that Nigerians have debated for many years. Our central task now is to design a lawful, professional, and sustainable federal and state policing system that places greater capability closer to the people while preserving national standards, national security, and the rights of every Nigerian. The former Speaker of the House of Reps further distinguished between the constitutional amendment already passed by both chambers of the National Assembly and the operational legislation his group had been tasked with producing. He explained the Senate approved the state policing constitutional proposal on June 24th, 2026, and the House of Reps passed the executive state bill on July 23rd, 2026. The constitutional amendment is, however, not yet in force. It must obtain the approval required from the state houses of assembly as prescribed under the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as amended. Until that process is concluded, there is no operational state police service anywhere in the country, and the Nigerian Police Force remains a constitutionally recognized police institution. On the guiding philosophy of the reform, Gbajabiamila advised that state policing must not become an instrument of political control. State police cannot mean 36 state governors, just as national standard cannot become a disguised method of re-centralizing day-to-day state policing. No political office holder should be able to direct the arrest of an opponent, the suppression of lawful political activity, or selective enforcement of the law. Federal intervention must remain exceptional, evidence-based, proportionate, time-limited, and renewable. Gbajabiamila revealed that the website went live on Monday and will give Nigerians a direct channel to submit memoranda for roughly 2 weeks, with a possible extension of the period. So here you have it. We have been seeing signs and some bold moves coming from the federal government lately concerning insecurity in Nigeria, beyond the expansion rather of the army division from 8 to 12. The National Assembly, as well as the executive arm of government, is also working assiduously to accelerate the passage of this particular bill before members of the National Assembly for the creation of state police services into law. So Mr. Gbajabiamila, the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, is actually heading a committee that is saddled with that responsibility of ensuring that all the needful is done to avoid abuse on the part of our politicians and governors, so that at the end of the day, the state police service would actually tackle the problem of insecurity in Nigeria without allowing politicians to take advantage of this position of the law to the detriment of their opponents.
Yes, you've said it all. The main clause which everybody had always feared of about the governors, hijacking the state police unit. It's a good development that the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, Femi Gbajabiamila, is, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and of course, bridging the gaps when it comes to hijacking of the state policing.
Absolutely. So from security, we are moving to politics. 2027, Tinubu, Atiku, Obi weigh ex-governors for campaign DG roles. With barely 2 weeks to the official commencement of presidential campaigns for the 2027 general elections, campaigns for the 2027 general elections, political parties have intensified behind-the-scenes consultations over the composition of their campaign organizations, with former governors emerging as leading contenders to head the campaign structures of major presidential candidates. Investigations by The Punch revealed that while the ruling APC is weighing the credentials of former Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Almakura and Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma to lead President Bola Tinubu's re-election campaign, the ADC has settled on former Sokoto State Governor Senator Aminu Tambuwal as the leading contender to direct former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's presidential bid. The Labour Party, the New Nigeria People's Party, the Social Democratic Party, and the Nigerian Democratic Congress have also stepped up consultations over their campaign structures, with officials of parties confirming that announcement on their campaign DG and campaign councils will be made before August 19th, the date fixed by the Independent National Electoral Commission for the commencement of presidential campaigns. The series of consultations reflect the strategic importance political parties attach to the office of campaign DG, regarded as one of the most influential positions in any presidential race, after candidates and running mates. So it's a season of politics, and we all know what is happening. All the political parties are trying to put their structures, their house in order ahead of the campaign period, which is expected to start on the 19th of August for the presidential campaign. And here you have Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the NDC presidential candidate Obi, and a host of other political parties trying to put their house in order, deciding who is going to take the campaign DG role for them to flag off the presidential campaign of their respective political parties.
Fingers crossed for all these presidential candidates. We just hope, they pick the best man standing. So we'll come back to Lagos now, with Lagos ready to host 2026 CAF Awards. And that's coming from Mr. Governor. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has assured that the state is ready to host this year's CAF Awards after a 5-man team from the Confederation of African Football inspected the Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts, popularly known as the National Theatre, the designated venue for the ceremony. The CAF team arrived in Nigeria last Thursday for an inspection of facilities being put forward by the country to host the organization's 48th Ordinary General Assembly and annual CAF Award ceremony. The team is led by former NFF presidential aspirant and CAF's head of safety and security, Dr. Christian Emerua. The delegation also includes Mohammed Bakir, Inas Hamed, Salah Mustafa. They were received by officials of the Lagos State Sports Commission, led by Director General Lekan Fatodu, as inspected the National Theatre. Just yesterday, Sanwo-Olu said that the state was committed to ensuring that Lagos delivers a successful event. Nigeria has previously hosted the CAF Awards on 4 occasions, with Lagos staging the most recent edition in January 2015. Yes, yay! It's coming home now, and
yes,
it's coming to Lagos, and this is big opportunities for Lagos State. I like the fact that we're beginning to see results of the huge amount of money spent on rehabilitating the National Theatre, now known as Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and Creative Arts. And of course, it is homecoming for our guy, Ademola Lookman. It's homecoming for him. He's from Lagos State, so he's coming home, and we'll be hosting quite a number of football players from around the country.
Yes, Adebimpe is quite correct. The last time we hosted the CAF Awards was in 2015, right here in Lagos, the Center of Excellence. And it is a homecoming. Like she said, again, we'll be hosting that particular event in 2026. I remember it's a particular event where the CAF president actually appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to please be the host for the 2026 CAF Awards. And Mr. President gladly obliged. And of course, that's what we shall be experiencing come November 2026, when that CAF Award is expected to take place right here in Lagos, the Center of Excellence. So it's going to be a booster for the economy of Lagos, tourism potential of Lagos as well. And for those SMEs around the National Theatre, they stand to gain a lot in terms of patronage because of the volume of traffic that will be coming to Lagos for that CAF Awards. But who is going to be the African Player of the Year award for 2026? I don't know. Who is going to be the Female Footballer of the Year award for CAF 2026? I don't know. The fact that we are hosting in Lagos should at least serve as a blessing in disguise for our players, male, female, coaches, to clinch one of these awards, Adebimpe.
Yes, I hope so, because this CAF Awards, I always say, is the most unpredictable awards in the football in football. So let's just again keep our fingers crossed. What I want to talk about mainly is about this issue of area boys.
Okay.
Whenever there are events, big events, these people come here, come to this event and prevent people from having an easy passage into event centers. Please, this is a double event. Government should ensure that those people
Coming from outside Nigeria.
Yes,
They
are
not harassed.
protected. Yes, they are protected. That is my own say about it. Looking forward to the hosting of the CAF Awards in Lagos.
I'm sure the Lagos government will do the needful in terms of the good boys that we have on our street right here.
Good boys
in
indeed.
Lagos. Okay, let's quickly dash to the X platform now. Adebimpe and Adenike, rather, one of our producers, and I were prophetic yesterday when I lodged some complaints about the attitude of some of these health maintenance organizations, popularly known as HMOs. You visit some hospitals, the kind of treatment that they give to you, it is not only shabby, they act as if life is not involved, and oftentimes the medications that you're expected to get, the highest some will give you is paracetamol.
Yeah, I had a guest yesterday who talked about the health facilities here, especially here in Lagos. He said most of the time when you go to these hospitals, especially the government ones, like it's supposed to be free or, you know, no lowest payment, that once you get there, if you after seeing the doctor and you go to the pharmacy to dispense medications, that out of like 6 medications, you just get OS, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And the only one available is paracetamol.
So are they only there to render the service of paracetamol? Because I really do not understand. People are paying for your service, and yet you're not keeping to the promise made by your brands.
Well, especially when you go to the hospitals, you feel it right from the reception. Are you HMO or private?
Are you paying or
so
HMO?
you the treatment starts from there. Are you HMO or private? Once you're private, they give you, they pay attention to you, they take care of you. They say, oh no, she's HMO, go and sit down. She's HMO, go and sit down.
Well, it's quite unfortunate, unfortunate rather, especially now that the federal government is trying to encourage Nigerians to embrace the attitude of not paying out of their pocket health insurance, to be precise. We hope that the agency saddled with the responsibility of regulating these HMOs will do the needful and, of course, put them on their toes to deliver excellent service to Nigerians.
And this doctor, this one that is trending, that is calling out a family that came to do checkup, is it not their right?
It is.
So why is he complaining? Even abroad, I know people that they will call. They say, please, you people, you've collected my money. I've paid tax and I've not fallen sick. I must call you and call them and disturb them. Hello, I have a headache.
Let me enjoy my money.
Yes, now. Let me enjoy my money. So what is he talking about? They've paid.
We just hope the needful will be done. Of course, the regulatory agencies monitoring some of the activities of these HMOs will do the needful, put them on their toes to deliver excellent services to their clients so that their money will not go down the drain at the end of the day. We'll take a very short break at this moment on the show. When we come back, we'll be looking at the Nigerian economy, looking at it largely now on the African continent. That will be the conversation after this short break.